Welcome back to my series of solo female superhero reviews. If you guys have been following my channel for the last month or two, you know that I've been reviewing all the solo female superhero movies, or at least a few of the solo female superhero movies leading up into Wonder Woman, which comes out next week. I'm talking about Supergirl the movie. That's right, in 1984 there was a movie that existed in the Christopher Reeve Superman universe, and it was called Supergirl. Yeah, who would have known? Warner Brothers would have tried to do the whole shared universe thing back in the day. They tried it in 1984 and it failed pretty spectacularly, honestly. This movie had a $35 million budget. It only made like $14 million at the box office, so that's okay. It bombed, it flopped, it happens, right? But then when you actually look at the film itself, it's incredible. It's incredible that this movie was even made. It's incredible that this movie actually happened, and that I live on an Earth, a planet Earth, where this movie actually exists. It's like one of the worst movies I've ever seen, but it is amazing because of how hilarious it is. This movie is comedic gold. I mean, seriously, you couldn't shit out comedy better than this. I'm gonna do my best to break this shit down, so let's get started and let's break down the atrocity that is Supergirl. This movie does star Helen Slater, it stars Faye Dunaway, it stars Ellis from Die Hard. Yeah, Ellis from Die Hard is in this movie. I will say this movie does have a couple of saving graces to it, and really it revolves around Helen Slater as Supergirl. Helen Slater is actually a pretty cute-ass Supergirl. She's very adorable, she's very cute, she looks great in the outfit, and I would say that if she was in a better movie, she could sell you on being like the definitive Supergirl of our times, and unfortunately she's not in a better movie, but she is probably the one bright spot in this movie that I could find, that I could legitimately look at and go, you know what, that's not hilariously awful, that's actually pretty damn good. So the movie starts with an opening title sequence that is very shiny and also very reminiscent of the Christopher Reeve Superman movies. We jump to Argo City, where we're dealing with Kara Zor-El, or whoever this Supergirl person is, and she's talking with her parents, and she's talking with this other guy named Zoltar, and basically the whole plot of this movie, if you could call it a plot, revolves around something called the Omega Hedron. Basically, it's this magical, all-powerful MacGuffin that lights up and powers her home planet, her home city, or whatever, on her home planet. And then something happens to the Omega Hedron, and it ends up on Earth, and then Supergirl has to go to Earth to find it. Otherwise, without the Omega Hedron, her planet is going to die. Her parents even literally say in the beginning of the movie, yeah, we can only survive a few days without this thing. Our lights will go out and the air will become so thin for us to breathe. Please save us, Supergirl. She lands on Earth. It's like the most hilarious thing ever, because she lands on Earth and she's like automatically, magically Supergirl. Yeah, she lands in the water and then she comes out of the water and she's just Supergirl. Like, she's just automatically Supergirl. It makes no sense whatsoever. Yeah, look at that sterling character development. Oh yeah, there's no need to develop her as a character. There's no need to actually push her along and progress her. No, she can just automatically be Supergirl for pretty much no reason at all. Before I go any further, I also have to make special reference to the special effects in this movie, because my god, the special effects in this movie are horrific. Some of the worst green screen and special effects that these eyes have ever seen. You know what I'm gonna I have a better way to illustrate what the special effects in this movie are. Just give me 1 second. Alright, you guys see what I'm looking at? It's a picture of a penis. Alright? It's a picture of a dick. It's balls and a dick. That is my very colorful way of saying that the special effects in this film are dick. Even if that's not a very colorful or artsy way of saying it, just look at the picture. There's really no difference between that and the special effects in this thing. The main antagonist in this film of Supergirl is this witch on Earth. She's played by Faye Dunaway. Her name is Selena or something, and she just wants to rule the world. Like, that's pretty much her entire character. She just wants to dominate the world. She wants to rule the world. Why? It doesn't really matter. So she gets a hold of the Omega Hedron, and again, the Omega Hedron can, like, enhance her magic or some stupid shit, and so she can basically do anything. Yeah, there's no need to create tension or real conflict or real compelling character motivations. None of that shit is apparent in this movie. All you really need to know is that the Omega Hedron can make anyone using it OP for some reason, and Supergirl has to stop her. Or wait, does she actually have to stop her though? One of the most hilarious things in this movie is that, okay, she gets to Earth, she turns into Supergirl, she starts flying. You know, they use some really shitty shots to show her flying, you know, with branches and other shit getting in the way. But then for no reason at all, Supergirl, knowing that she has a very serious, intense situation awaiting for her on her planet, she goes to school. I mean, really? You go to school? What? No, seriously, I don't get this at all. Like, her planet is in immediate peril. Her parents literally said, we only have a few days. We need you to go get that Omega Hedron. Supergirl's basically like, oh no, really cool school uniforms. I just want to go be a school kid. So she somehow is able to gain access and enroll in this school. She gets on a uniform and she becomes a school student. Right around this time in the movie, I realized that there's actually no sense of a plot or a narrative here. It's just a whole bunch of random stupid bullshit happening all at once. Like, there's this scene where Supergirl is about to be raped, I guess, by these two serial rapers. Like, these two country guys just come out of nowhere and decide they want to rape Supergirl. Why? Because it would be super rape. Here's the thing, though. They know that she's Superman's cousin, and then she demonstrates that she has powers. She uses her super breath, and she blows a guy through a fence or a wall or something. And then the other guy still tries to kill her. He pulls out a knife. He still tries to kill her for some reason. Why does anyone make the decisions that they make in this movie? I don't know. What's funny also in this scene is that she uses her heat vision to melt down the knife. So the heat vision works fine in the scene, and that's great. But I want you guys to observe how the heat vision worked earlier. She used her heat vision to grow a flower. She used her heat vision to grow a flower. That is so dumb. That doesn't make any sense. Like, what? It's like if you have something like heat vision, it's specifically designed for something else, and then it turns out it does something that doesn't even make sense. Seriously, ladies, it'd be like having a tampon, and we all know what a tampon is supposed to do, but instead of the tampon actually helping you with your business, no, the tampon actually makes you bleed more, or it makes you grow an extra vagina or something. So along the course of this movie, Selena, gets the great idea or the stupid idea to try to cast some kind of mind control spell on Ellis from Die Hard. Like, she just decides, oh, we need to seduce and manipulate this guy, and he needs to become our servant or something. Then the ending of this movie happens, and a whole bunch of shit happens. Supergirl magically ends up in the Phantom Zone for really no reason whatsoever. It doesn't even make sense. I'm actually not explaining it to you because I don't actually know how to explain it. She's fighting Selena, and then she's magically ends up in the Phantom Zone. There's also the scene later on in the fight where there's like, the ground beneath Supergirl's feet is shaking. Like, Selena's causing the ground to shake, and he's like, oh, Supergirl's like, whoa, oh my god. The entire time, I feel like somebody, maybe the screenwriters, should reach out to her and go, hey, Supergirl, guess what? You can fly. You can fly, Supergirl. You can fly. Just jump up in the air. Just jump in the freaking air. You can fly. Jump in the air. Oh, she's not listening. Really, everywhere you turn in this stupid-ass movie, something stupid happens. Jimmy Olsen from the old Superman movies is here, if that's a saving grace for anybody. They also have one little reference to Christopher Reeve. They have a picture of him in an office, and it's just kind of, that's all they could do. I'm assuming that Christopher Reeve took one look at the screenplay and the people involved in this movie and just said, no. Jesus Christ, look at these special effects! My God! There is an overabundance of really stupid, dumb, shitty ideas that was thrown together in this movie. Helen Slater is cute as Supergirl. That's not enough to save this thing. Guys, this is a movie that's probably shittier than Catwoman and Elektra, but surprisingly, I'm not actually going to give it the same rating as those movies got. I view this movie as a really shitty guilty pleasure. I mean, it's awful, it's terrible, but there is a certain amount of enjoyment when you watch some of the hilarious, idiotic things happen in this movie. And so Supergirl actually belongs in Smallville, not A Quest for Peace. That's my bunny ears review of Supergirl, guys. I don't even know what to say, so let me know what your biggest guilty pleasure movie is. Just let me know what it is down below. Please like and subscribe to the Superfan Show, and as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and I can't, just get out of here, man.